People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People 7 on Blue Sky and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My soaps located at PurpleButterfly-soaps.myshopify.com, my blog, PurpleButterfly-people.blogspot.com. And it's the day before Thanksgiving. I'm going to make cranberry sauce, and I figure I'll take you with me. So first thing we need to do is get the cranberries. A 12-ounce bag. You're going to rinse these, then drain these, and put it in a saucepan. Yeah, I know I'm not like really prepared. I usually do this right before going to Christmas or Thanksgiving type thing. And we haven't had one of those in a while, so yeah. But this year we're going to have a traditional dinner and all of that. And maybe time to honor mom and auntie, because you know when they left we kind of stopped doing it because you know depression, missing them, so forth so on. By the way, cranberries do float. Push them down so that way you can make sure all of them are rinsed. If any of them are mushy, throw those out. Like that one. That's mushy. Put those in the garbage now. Yeah, cranberries are really good. But I love them just the same. And even though I soak them in the water, you still want to inspect and rinse because there might be little pieces of stem or debris or dirt because it's a product of nature. So those are our cranberries. Next we need a cup of sugar. Well, half a cup of sugar to a cup of sugar. Some people even use a cup and a half. Personal preference. But basically, I use a cup of sugar. That way it's not too tart, not too sweet. Well, this is a half cup scoop and I didn't quite fill it up, but it's in the range. Well, maybe just a little more. And then a half a cup of water. You know, to give the sugar something to dissolve around. Then we're gonna need a spoon. Turn on the fire. Stir so the sugar can, you know, start dissolving. Let's move this out my way. Want the sugar to, you know, be on the way to melting. It doesn't have to be totally clear yet. Doesn't even have to be melted yet, be honest. It's personal preference. Add in the cranberries. Now see, that's why you rinse. You see those little stems? Fortunately, with the water, none of it is in the cranberries itself. It's on the edge. Ah, I seen a mushy one. Hold on. Get rid of the mushy ones. Start stirring. The mushy ones will try to sink, so you want to make sure you catch those before they do anything. Now it's basically the sugar's melted, it's clear. The cranberries will start to pop. When they pop, you're almost done. Let me find the top to that pot. Yeah, that's the one. We'll just put that there for right now. I also have a little French white type serving dish, but this is actually plastic instead of real French white, which, you know, is made of China. Because, you know, budgets. Let me rinse this top off. It looks a little dusty. Because I generally don't cook. Except for special occasions, which this would be one. Also, you're supposed to put in the zest of a lemon or an orange. I have neither one of those. But I do have lime juice. I never use lemon juice because I'm allergic to lemons, and I ate all the oranges, so there's no zesting for that. Ooh, that's hard to open. Give me a second. Okay. When I have something stubborn that don't want to open, I have pliers. You do what you do, you know what I mean? There. Fun hat for you. Okay. And the top just popped off, so that gets to go in the garbage now. Usually, I use this when I make jam. So I don't use that little squeeze top. But we will pour a tablespoon or so into the cranberry juice, cranberry sauce, this mixture here. You know what I mean. Oh, and one final ingredient, a little sprinkle of salt. Because you want the salt to like pop the flavors. Give that gotta stir. That's gonna be good. And if you notice, the liquid is slightly pink because the cranberries are red and cooking and doing what they do. I'm gonna put this aside until we need it. Now, cranberries, I got it on medium, by the way, pop when they're done or near done, and it releases a substance called pectin, which, if you know anything from canning or making jams or jellies, pectin is the substance that make it thick. You could buy pectin, or if you're making cranberry sauce, you just wait for it to occur naturally. This will be thick. It will cook, it'll be liquidy. You can mush it up to help it along if you don't want whole cranberries, or you can even strain it if you don't want the seeds in there. But once it pops, it's literally done, which usually takes about 15 minutes. And they're already starting to soften, so I'm going to go ahead and smush them a little. And that makes the liquid really red, because the goodness of the cranberries is mixing with that sugar. You heard that? Did you hear the pop? Now it's going to sound slightly like popcorn, but not. More like. But every time it pops, that means they're splitting open. The pectin is releasing. The cranberries are doing what cranberries do. It's becoming a wonderful thing to eat. I'm going to get rid of this mushed one. That way I can use it as my spoon holder. A lot of people do this in a skillet, but that doesn't leave a lot of room for the process to happen, and I don't like when stuff boils over on me, so I use a saucepan. You get the same effect either way. And as you can see, they're starting to soften up and split. That's normal. That's what you want. They're starting to rise up a little, so time to stir it. A lot. And then bring that down to simmer. It's going to finish popping and simmering, and I'll be back in 15 minutes. This takes about 15 minutes to pop. You want to let it do what it do, but you don't want to go away because you have to stir it on occasion. And you don't want it to, you know, stick to the bottom or whatever, which is why I'm using a stainless steel pan, because less chance of sticking like when you get aluminum. Plus, I don't like aluminum in my food. Hear that? It's popping, and it is standing, which means we don't need to top anymore. And that's also why you don't go away. Smells good. Smells almost like a candy store. Well, let me come to this side so you can see what I'm doing without, you know, still need to be able to access it, but I want you to actually be able to see what I'm doing. I'm stirring and mashing and stirring and mashing, because I like my cranberries. I don't like my cranberry sauce completely whole. I want them to be, and I don't like it completely soft either. I want it, you know, instead of straining it and having it totally smooth or totally lumpy because it is, you know, whole, I like it somewhere in the middle, if that makes sense. That's just my preference. And make sure that's completely on to the burner. Now I'm starting to get darker, as you can see. And that pectin is releasing. It's almost the consistency of a jam now. If you've ever made jam, you know what I mean. Well, let me come over here where you can see better. Or, better yet, how about we just move you over where you can see better. See that consistency? It's liquidy, but not thick yet. Hold on. That black cranberry was one that's mushy that would have been picked out had I caught it in time. So if you see those, pull them out. And I gotta remember to use my right hand. I'm ambidextrous. I started out left-handed, then I broke my wrist in 4 places, and had to learn how to write all over again with this hand. Yeah. 6th grade was hard because of that. My teacher let me turn in homework via audio tape, and people had a problem with that, so they petitioned the school, and the school said there had to be written homework, even though I couldn't write. So basically, I had to do the 6th grade all over again. But I ain't mad at them, because when I was in the 11th grade, I passed with the 12th grade class, and then I had enough credit hours to basically leave school, so I enrolled in college and applied for my GED, and I got my college degree before I even got my GED. They sent that in the mail. This is ready, by the way. I'm just gonna make sure it softens up enough where I can. Can I just have a potato masher here? Oh Lord. Yeah, I did. Love that. Now granted, this is a potato masher from like 1950, but it still does the job. That way I don't have any whole cranberries in here, but it's not completely smooth either. It's just the texture I like. I'm turning it off now. And take a look. Homemade cranberry sauce. Oh, well, I suppose it helps if I tilt it so you can see. Now, important step. Get out your container you're going to serve it in. Because as you can see, hold on, this has already become very thick. So before it has a chance to basically turn into a jam on you, and you hear it still popping even though the fire is off, that's when you put it into your serving dish or platter or whatever you're going to put it in. Some people put it in a mason jar. But come on, I'm going to a Thanksgiving feast. Or like if it was Christmas time or whatever. Don't bring a mason jar. Bring something presentable so you can put it out with the rest of the food. Yeah. Give it a stir. So that way all the cranberries are evenly distributed throughout. And that's what I have now. Homemade cranberry sauce. Yeah. Now I'm going to put the top on it and let it cool down completely in the refrigerator. I'm going to scrape that and eat it. That's my portion. Yes. So this has been P+7 on Blue Sky and YouTube. P+ elsewhere on the internet. Woo! Okay, hold on. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I figured you don't want to see that. Oh, my soaps are located at PurpleButterfly-Soaps.myshopify.com, my blog, PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com. Thank you for joining me while I make the cranberry sauce for my family's Thanksgiving 2025. And y'all have a blessed and wonderful day and a happy Thanksgiving. Bye now. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that like button. Bye now. As you can see, 10 minutes later, it's already starting to thicken up. That's good. It's already got that telltale cranberry texture. And the taste is outstanding. Just thought I'd share. I here almost forgot to mention, you want to make the cranberry sauce the day or two before, because not only does it need time to thicken up, like once it cools down, but those flavors need to meld. You want it to have a day or two to, really have those flavors pop. If you make it the day of, give it at least 2 or 3 hours before serving, so that way those flavors can, do what they do. But it's best the day before. I'm finna go to bed now. You can tell, got on my PJs and my hair's rolled up for tomorrow's festivities. The cranberry is resting nicely and comfortably in the refrigerator. And when it's time to go to our Thanksgiving feast, it's going with. So if you make it the day before, preferably. You can make it the day of, but trust me, when it's time for leftovers or whatever, people be like, oh, this tastes better the second day. Well, it does taste better the second day. That's why I make it the day before. So, thought I'd share that. You need a 12-ounce bag of cranberries, half a cup to a cup and a half of sugar, personal preference. I use 1 cup. The zest of an orange or the juice of a lemon. That's also personal preference. I use a squirt of lime juice, as you've seen, and a little sprinkle of salt, and you're golden. So give it a try. It takes 15 to 30 minutes, usually about 15 minutes, but because of the nature of things from nature, sometimes it could take as long as 30 minutes to cook, especially depending on if you have a gas range or a electric stove. So, yeah. Um, there's an old saying, don't let the Christmas holiday or the Thanksgiving holiday be the first time you try something. So try this in advance of, and then if it comes out good, then bring it to the feast. This has been Peepla7 on Blue Sky and YouTube, Peepla elsewhere on the internet. My soaps located at PurpleButterfly-soaps.myshopify.com. My blog, PurpleButterfly-Peepla.blogspot.com. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that like button. And have a happy Thanksgiving. Bye now.